Hey there, everybody. This is John, the Sea Monkey Dude here, and I wanted to give you guys a tank update of how my Sea Monkey tanks are doing. So I didn't want to show off one in particular, just sort of a high-level overview of all of them. So we've got a lot going right now, and I'll show them to you. So let's start with the big ones. We've got a lot, right? So let's start with this one to the left. This is one we call the castle tank. You can see the castle in there, I think. Yeah. Oops. I didn't mean to flip-flop that. There we go. Let's take a closer look. Now, you'll notice right away, probably, there's a whole lot of algae on the side of the tank building up, making it difficult to see all the pets in there. We do have a lot of pets, which is great, but this algae buildup happens pretty quickly. I usually clean it off once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, and yeah, it's very unsightly, but I purposely left it so I could show you guys. It seems to be a mix of brown and green algae. I know the green algae is very good for them. I've heard mixed things about the brown algae. I'm not an expert. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't really seem to be hurting them. The population size, it goes up and down a little, just like most tanks, but I haven't seen anything drastic happen in here recently. There's a lot of sea monkeys still. There's a lot down at the bottom down there. You see them down there. We got algae all over the castle. They're doing well. Usually when I show them off, it's easier to see them, but like I said, I wanted to show you guys the algae because a lot of people ask me about it. So that's why I left it. I know it's sort of ugly. Next video I show you of this tank, I'll make sure it's clean. But again, I did that purposely because I wanted to show you guys. Let's go on to the next one. Here's our other really big colony. I replaced some of the decorations in this one recently, so that's cool. We've got this big log looking thing with roots, some fake plants, and that's about it. These guys are doing incredibly well though. I love this tank. It's one of my favorites. Got a whole lot of guys swimming in here. Lots of pinkish red ones. That seems to be common in my tanks. I don't know if it's the water or what. Yeah, I feed them mostly, sea monkey food. And you'll notice a lot of times it's the female ones that turn red. And at a quick glance, it's a little difficult to tell the male and female, especially when they're moving so fast. But you can see some mating pairs in here. When they're mating, the female's the one in the front. And if you look at some of these mating pairs, even if they're not in focus, you can see the colors a little bit different there. And usually the female is the one that's more red. Why that is, I don't know. And that doesn't mean there's not red male ones. There definitely are red male sea monkeys. I've probably got some in here. But the females in general seem to be more red and the males seem to be more white. Love this tank. Love this colony. These guys are doing great. All right. I've got a few others. Let's take a look. All right. Here we've got the Sea Monkeys Executive Supersize Suite, or SMES for short. And again, I didn't scrape the algae off this either. I typically do it not as often as that big tank. This one doesn't get quite as much of the buildup, but I do it maybe once a month or so, maybe twice a month if it's really bad. But you can see there's some algae, on the side of the tank that's facing us. Again, I purposely didn't clean it just because I want to show you guys what this looks like. A lot of people ask about algae growth. Now you can look in here. You can see it's almost like a film on the side of the tank. That's algae, and then if we look down at the bottom, we got some big leafy green algae down there too. But a lot of people ask how I do get rid of the algae on the small tanks. I use something like this. This is just a little silicone spatula. You can get them very inexpensive on Amazon. If you want to take a look at my Amazon list, I've got these on there, so you can take a look at the exact ones that I use, because I think they work really well. But I just take this and scrape the inside of the glass gently, and you can see that film just coming right off. This is actually good for the sea monkeys too. That algae is something that they eat, and if you get the tiny little particles in the water, they can filter through it easier and eat it easier than when it's on the side of the glass. There we go. All right, let's put the lid back on here. This tank does not come with a lid. That was some random storage container that was in my kitchen that I stole the lid from to put on there. But it works. It helps keep the dust out. All right, this next one. Well, this doesn't look great, does it? This is one of the executive tanks. This is the one that comes in the big black box. There's a couple different variations of the box, but I think the contents are pretty much the same all the time. You can notice that it's the one with the gold top, and it has gold coins that are usually in the tank. I pulled them out. So here's what's going on. If you look at these gold coins, you can see the paint is flaking off. You know, they were bright gold, just like the lid and the little figurine up there. And it's been flaking off, and I don't know if that's hurting the sea monkeys or not. Maybe. But for the past 3 times, including right now, when I've started this tank, everything's died off within a week and a half. We got algae growing in there. That didn't die. But all the pets have. And it's sort of sad. You know, I've cleaned it multiple times just with water. I haven't used soap. I'm scared to use soap because I've heard all the horror stories. But I've cleaned this with hot water, you know, and scrubbed it with, you know, like that spatula I showed you, and with a toothbrush. I thought good, but maybe not good enough. Maybe I should use boiling hot water. But yeah, this is the 3rd time this has happened. There's something wrong with this tank. And it could be that that paint was floating around in there. I don't know. You would think that if the paint was harmful for the pets, they wouldn't have used it. I'm honestly not sure. But something's going on here, and it's sort of bothering me because I really like the way this tank looks. But I'm scared to start another colony in here because I don't want to kill the pets either. So if you have any cleaning recommendations for me, let me know, please. You know, I've mentioned this multiple times. I'm not an expert. I'm just a guy with a hobby. You know, and I've got a lot of this stuff down, but obviously something's going on here. Hopefully we can figure it out, because I do like the way this tank looks, and I'd like to use it like to have pets in it. So, yeah. All right, here's another executive tank. This is the one where it's got the craters at the bottom, not the gold coins, and the base is black, just like that one, but the top is also black, and we got the little hatchie on there. And yeah, it looks pretty much like a black ocean zoo, you know. I like the way this looks. It's sort of adult looking, you know, contemporary. I think it looks good. I like having it on my desk. These guys are doing really well. They also don't have gold paint in their aquarium. Maybe that is something. You can see a lot of them swimming around. We got some green leafy algae in there for them. They're doing really well. I love how this tank looks. All right. Here we've got the Sea Monkey Super Set. This is not available in the United States, so I am thankful to have Sea Monkey friends in other countries that can help me get some of this stuff. So this is on the website, you know, the international website that's based out of Australia. It's currently on the website. Well, it was last time I looked, which was probably a month ago. But it was there, at least then. It's been there for a couple years now. It's very similar to the Executive Supersize Suite here. You can see it's a fishbowl type tank. It doesn't have the base like this one. It's not a big cocktail glass. This one's like a legit fishbowl. And it's slightly smaller. This one comes with 3 sets of packets, as where the Smest comes with 4 sets of packets, but very, very similar tank. I like the way it looks. I like the simplicity. We've got a lot of sea monkeys swimming around in here. They're doing really well. Yeah. I got one more tank to show you guys. All right. Here's the space shuttle tank. If you remember one of my previous videos from maybe a month or 2 ago, I mentioned that I tried an experiment in here. I had the water good, all in there with no pets. I took one male adult sea monkey, one female adult sea monkey, and I stuck them in here, and I said, let's see what happens. Well, now we've got a lot. You can see up at the top there, there's a bunch of adult sea monkeys. And there's some babies too. I can see a few of them right in the middle of the screen right now, you know, on the viewfinder of my phone. And this colony's been doing really well. We got tons of mating pairs, lots of adult sea monkeys, lots of babies too. They seem to be growing well. Lots of algae's been growing in here too. And I've noticed it's almost a darker, almost a maroon color, which is interesting. If I stir all this stuff up in here, you know, we got the gunk at the bottom, all that. A lot of the stuff is almost a maroon color. And you can see some of these sea monkeys are sort of rust colored. Maybe that's a better term, rust. So I'm not sure how that happened, but they seem happy. You know, they're healthy. All the algae growing on the back, I know it doesn't look pleasant, at least not to me. Some people might like it. Yeah, see that? Yeah, yuck. But the sea monkeys love it. You know, they're thriving in here. They're doing really well. I just noticed yesterday that the light in this tank, if you didn't know, the space shuttle has a red light built into the lid. It wasn't working. So hopefully it's just a dead battery and not a dead bulb, because I don't know what kind of bulb is in there. So I'll try to take a look at that later. If you like the space shuttle tank, well, I don't have any for sale, but there's 3 of them on eBay right now if you want to drop about 500 bucks. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of money. Glad I got mine a couple years ago before there was a big boom in these weird tanks. Yeah, I didn't pay 500 for mine, thank the Lord. But if you really want it, there might be one for 450, but I think that's the cheapest that they're selling for on eBay right now, 450 to $500. So again, that's all I've got going right now. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tanks, and one of them doesn't have life in it, unfortunately. But yeah, I've got a whole lot of other tanks still, and you know, I go back and forth between which ones I'm using and which ones are in storage. If there's one you'd like to see pets in that you know I have, let me know. I'll put some in there and we'll take a video and show it off a little bit. Or if you have any tanks that you're looking to trade or sell that you'd like me to make a video with, let me know. I'd love to pick up some ones that I don't have yet. I like the more obscure ones, right? Not just the regular ocean zoos. Those are pretty common. I've got some. But yeah, lots of cool tanks. Lots of success with my sea monkey colonies here, except that one. You know, including this really big one that I love. There we go. Yeah, I mean, look at these guys. I could sit here and watch these guys for hours. And sometimes I do. You know, I work in this room. And I'm not saying I'm not working, but I'll be watching them while I'm working. Yeah. All right. This video is 13 minutes long so far. For those of you guys that stayed to the end, I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what's coming up next. Take a look at this. You guys seen this before? This is pretty sweet. It's a Japanese sea monkey tank, and it's weird and rectangular. All right, that's the preview. We're going to open that bad boy up soon and show it off. But thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great weekend and a great Christmas if you celebrate it. If you don't, I hope you enjoy Monday off if your work gives it to you off. Thanks for watching again. Take care. Bye-bye, guys.